And now, let's get acquainted with our GIOS platform in more detail. The platform offers courses in math and critical thinking development for 5th to 9th graders. Every student has a personal account, and in this personal account, all purchased materials in the form of such bright cards are stored. Each topic consists of lessons and respectively an entry and a final testing in order for the student to record his or her results quantitatively. Speaking of our lessons, they consist of a theoretical part and a practical one. Here we see the full composition of any lesson, just a second. It consists of a video lecture, reference schemes, examples of tasks, and all three of these aspects form the theoretical block. And here we have practical part, consisting of multiple choice, matching and ordering tasks, error analysis problems, and a part where the students should provide us with their own answers. Some lessons also contain a block of applied problems. So let us consider how any of our lessons starts. It begins with a brief video lecture, and this lecture is bright, animated. It always features the main character GIOS, who is constantly in a dialogue with the user. Much attention is paid to the applied functions of math and to interdisciplinary connections. By the way, please pay attention to the duration of the video. For the 5th and 6th grades, it is literally 4 minutes, and for the 7th to 9th grades, these videos are up to 6 minutes. This kind of format, as you can see, is interesting for students, and in addition, the videos are interactive. That is, they are interrupted by questions to students about every minute of the lecture. Various research has shown that exactly after this period of time, a certain decline in attention takes place. So we can stop the video at any time and move on to the next part of the theoretical block. These are our reference schemes, in other words, the same information but accordingly in a static form. The next part of the lesson contains the examples of tasks block that represents those types of problems that the student will further deal with. And this is where he or she can consider how to solve these problems. In addition, it's always possible to return to these examples with the help of the progress button, even once we are already in the knowledge testing section, completing our test. Next, obviously, we are moving on to the practical part, and here students solve different types of problems and accordingly get points. Here you see our points. So far, I have not been able to get a certain number of them, but anyways, what does the student see after completing all the tasks? Here appears GIOS, who congratulates on the ending of the lesson, and accordingly a student can look through all the statistics of the lesson. How many points were scored for testing, how many for matching, how many for ordering tasks, how many points for error analysis, and so on. There is also an opportunity to review the lesson once again, to analyze the mistakes, as well as to improve the result. The student can take the lesson again with different and still quite similar tasks. What do our students like about the platform? That this way of learning is up to date. They get to use their gadgets, phones, tablets, they can use their laptops, and in addition, they have everything compactly assembled in a single place. This tab, for example, contains all the main schemes and figures. It's like a kind of a brief. In addition, they get an opportunity to order a class with a tutor if it's necessary. The students also have an opportunity to review their history. They collect their achievements because the platform is gamified, and accordingly, GIOS congratulates students on each achievement. Once you have studied for 3 days in a row, or you have passed your first lesson, and even when you got your first 100 of points, you will get rewarded. In addition, students earn points on the platform, and for these points they can buy avatars and accordingly change the way they look on the platform. Here you see I can change my appearance. Currently, I have an avatar of a princess and I can become, for example, an elf. Now, I will show where it's visible and where it can be used. Here, when I'm in my personal account, we have a rating of all users of the platform. So here we can see the top 3. We can as well always see the top 10, but I also see my own rank on the platform. it's 1902, and accordingly tomorrow it will be, let's say, 1900, and that's how I can monitor my dynamics. In addition, it's my avatar that is displayed here, so I can compare how cool the users above me in the rating are. So, and why do teachers like the platform? First of all, because it's very convenient. It does save a lot of time. And firstly, due to the fact that the lessons are already available, they have already been developed and they do correspond to the curriculum. Due to these facts, teachers do not really need to fill in the content. They can use it right away or even transform the existing one. In addition, there is certain connection with students as far as you can quickly test their knowledge, and the student immediately sees the feedback, while the teacher can easily control academic process by monitoring the general statistics of the whole class or even of each student individually. Thus, the teacher may not spend additional time on assessment, right? And may choose to assess, for example, either certain blocks of the lesson or the whole lesson. Well, for instance, I only want to evaluate certain blocks, such as multiple choice tasks and matching tasks. Although, in fact, I could have chosen other blocks. I want to give a maximum score of 10 points for this, and I want to apply this to all students in my class. Accordingly, I do not waste time on it. The platform does it for me. In addition, I can go to each student's profile and see, first of all, in general, what lessons he did, what points he received, and if necessary, I can even go to a specific lesson, here you may see it, and see what and how exactly he did it. For example, let's choose this lesson. Here it is. In addition, teachers really like the most problematic tasks tab because it can quickly prepare for the lesson as it allows monitoring what problems most students have failed to solve. And accordingly, it helps teachers set clear priorities for the actual future class. Here you see the largest number of students made a mistake in this task. So, here it is. It needs to be considered more closely with the students. Well, I hope you're already as excited about the platform as our teachers and students are. We do look forward to fruitful cooperation, and thank you for your attention.